shot rocket flared, if the Storm Spirit's on top of him, if the Wind Ranger gets to the back line with a whirlwind, you fear for how much sustain and frontline capabilities the Aurora lineup necessarily has. So Stampede can help with that, and of course you can always just get the jump first with the Bat Rider. That's the flip side. Like if you can use this Bat to find the Tinker, take some of the sustain out of Cloud9's lineup, then they maybe suffer the same issue.
The horse.
Sorry.
Not the hype denies, please. The healing supports. That's been like
another big one. He didn't get that one. I mean, this is the lane right here. This is the Morphling Underlord lane. It comes down to range denies.
That's true. That's true. All right, you want to keep talking about
continue.
denies? No? Are you sure?
Continue with your point.
Healing supports. Why is that the meta now? It's been a while since that was a thing, but now we've got Train Protector, Omni Knight everywhere. Tinker was big meta for a while. That was just plain broken. Now it's been nerfed back.
The team fight's a lot easier to play, right? You just put this guy on the front line. He can't die. I mean, it's pretty simple. Puts a lot of pressure on the enemy, and it helps you go high ground ultimately. Like sustain is a mechanic that lets you push, helps you do Roshan, helps you go high ground. Those were issues for some of the lineups and some of the past metas, so these heroes just feel good to play with as long as their laning is okay, but that's a big component, right? If you look at heroes like Omni Knight, one of the things that's plagued him in competitive Dota is, like, can you actually lane with this hero and get a carry out of it in a decent position? That's the part that's been buffed a lot. So you're starting to see these heroes come back, Treant, similar position, and if you get away with them in the early game, they're just really strong in the mid game. They fit the Aura group up meta pretty well.
Yeah. We're going to see, obviously, with an Omni Knight on one, go for the SF. First of all, they're matched up against Clockwork, but also just you already had a Morphling. Did you need a Shadow Fiend on top of that?
The entire lineup to be focused around, and it's going to split a little of the resources and attention from this Aurora squad. But of course, if they feel like the SF can do well in the lane and in the early game and give you that extra damage threat in the fight, I could see it pay off, but he needs to have a really good game here. Like, this is not a game where the SF has 3 or 4 deaths, you're going to be happy. I don't know if that game exists for this hero, but it's definitely not this one. Because you were going to run into some auras in that mid game, and it's going to negate a lot of the Shadow Fiend's damage.
Now, are you assuming we're going to be seeing, like, this is a more TP rotations coming in. He already forced the Clockwork to try and rotate. Now it's the Tinker who TPs and then cancels.
Kaya, Yasha type deal, and maybe try and catch the Storm in the fights.
Jabs trying to fight his way out of the cogs. He has triple bracer plus a chainmail here, so he's pretty tanky to the physical damage, but the magic damage that is being provided by the Storm Spirit with the extra shield rune allows him to freely dive the tower.
7-minute wisdom.
And I think he was thinking about going for the wisdom rune, but ultimately he wouldn't have been able to do so as Lornoff has counter-rotated. On the other side of the map, he did have an attempt by Ollie to steal the wisdom rune. Katomi did manage to out-click him though.
He's going to blind waveform.
Storm Spirit, the highest net worth hero in the game, just got a big power rune to play with.
He's just going straight Orchid. Going to be a very obnoxious item for both the Omni and the Morphling.
Instantly pops it, try and go for Ollie. Ollie, Stampede goes off, and that final bit of damage is not enough.
Well, he survives, burns out mana from the Storm. Stacks being cleared right now.
And a Blade Mail,
right,
meaning that he is just tough to get out of the lane. He's going to be able to farm a lot, and he's going to work towards his Blink Dagger as the next item.
Ganked up here.
Ollie trying to burst him down, not let him get off the repel, but he does manage to get off his full swing of abilities, and that ruins the initiation from Cloud9. The team fight goes against them initially, but with DM in the back end, does mean Aurora. Oh, they got him on the lasso. Can they kill him, though? Not with the barrier. Put out by the Tinker, and it's going to be Jabs who dies instead. Q, as well as 23 Savage, are still trying for it, but he had enough mana that no one is able to zip down the cliff. A fear goes out. Lornoff trying to blow up Watson. Oops. Not enough damage. The neutrals almost finish him off. He went down to like 2 HP. That was crazy close.
I honestly don't know if he would have mind dying to neutrals there. Not enough lockdown for no one. Not enough burst damage yet to commit on the lasso. Frustrating fight for Aurora if they brought everybody to that engagement, but Cloud9 using Gate to its max potential. Really nice pit disjoints the fight and able to get their cores out of there with some key kills. Continuing to power up this Tinker. I mean, you were talking about it, but now he is really pulling ahead. And Fishman, I mean, he's always on your wisdom runes.
He is always there.
The Omni Knight. If they're together, you have to take the Omni Knight, but it is a nice opening into the fight.
Radiant's top tower.
That was a little close.
Hook shot. The SF got to be the target here. The Stampede cannot get him out in time. Ollie. Split focus, right? He's sitting on the Morphling, which leaves the SF available for the go. That's why no one TP'd away from that situation.
Cold spells in the
yeah, he definitely doesn't just sit there and spam March the Machines and barrier over and over and over again.
Found the Omni Knight.
Yep, good kill. 23 Savage cannot protect his support.
Well, Ollie will trade his life for an Observe reward.
23 Savage. Smoke up as a 4-man here. 23 Savage is going to show on the wave mid while the other 4 make a move and catch Fishman. Cogs locks him in, makes it a little awkward, can't actually pull the Clockwork back to his team, and the Clockwork's going to go back in with a gate coming in from the other side. Lornoff does have BKB. Cloud9 jumped in and jumped out. A gate that came in from behind, and he does actually go through it. Hits him with the big to be more active than they were. Yeah. Tempted go on to 23 Savage with the Orchid. Not going to be good enough initially, but with the follow-up there, Shackle shot, hook shot, Cogs pushing him backwards, Rod of Atos holding him in, then a pit, it is disable after disable after disable that will finally bring down the Morphling.
Just infinite root ability. Need the BKB on the Morph to even play this game at this point. That's a big pickoff.
We are still looking with this Requiem build. It's just started off with a Drag Lance.
Okay, here's the play you were asking for. The smoke to top.
Will it be good? Will it be good to smoke into an Underlord next to a tier 2 tower? Is Cloud9 going to rotate back to it? No, because they found something else. They were also making an aggressive move. They ran into the Centaur. And Jabs is going to be able to get off his full swing of spells. He may still be dead, but his team is coming into it. Fisherman really goes and hits the hook shot onto the Omni Knight. A Requiem goes out, but most of the Cloud9 heroes have already popped their BKBs and backed away, and they're trying to get 23 Savage. Big burst of damage, though, brings down no one. A do manage to hit a Shackle. Ooh, that finishes him off. A big crit from Watson nails him right as 23 Savage is looking to wave farm away, and another root comes out. The SF, we talked about it, once the BKBs are down, there is seemingly infinite number of disables. A Shackle shot that lands. Can anybody stop Watson? No. He just mows down hero after hero after hero.
Watson, God, he just absolutely took this fight over. See, 23 Savage, he pops Windrun here. I feel like this crit just went, I don't even know, like it just timed out or what. And the Warp Flares, I mean, they're going to start to add up if this Tinker's Denier is going to force the fight. But you have high ground positioning here. If you can protect your Omni Knight, this is the type of setup that could work for Aurora. Yeah, they're going to do it. I think this is the correct decision, but you have to be fast on the clicking. You have to pop your BKBs if the fight comes to you, and you have to think about the hook shot contesting Roshan.
The gate right next to the pits. They're about to finish up the Roshan. Can they get there in time? No one. Hook shot goes out, but he grabbed the Aegis. 23 Savage. Now it's an opportunity to win the fight with 2 lives. Lornoff already hitting the big Requiem. Watson's dicing him up, though. This Whirlwind is kicking in. The SF inside of the pit. Heels coming out. Ollie in the corner trying to save Lornoff's life, and he doesn't. He gets the SF out of there. Jabs is still stuck, though, as is the support. Ollie has been left behind by his cores. 23 Savage is still around. Not sure where he went to, but it looks like he is angling for DM. That's not going to happen. Too many disables, and he's going to lose his first life. And on his second life, is there anything he can do about it? No one's around to be able to help him out. Well, no one himself. The Storm Spirit is going to go for it. Nice Shackle shot. Ollie is here on the side, but if he shows himself, he's dead, and it probably wouldn't save 23 Savage anyway.
Not enough gas in the tank to tank the second half of that fight with the Storm Spirit.
Counterpart in the Tinker, and I'm not sure if we've seen that interaction once.
You just have no dispel for all these barriers and everything going out. Like, you don't really have a Hex of your own. So even if you're pulling Watson into Requiem, there's just not a lot of long-term control there. And Tinker's just going to keep throwing out these barrier shields. He's going to keep healing you with Greaves, Locket, Matrix. Someone's getting warp flared.
The MKB would go a long way if he could get it. But he's spotted right as he's about to complete it on the hard camp. He just needed as he's about to complete it on the hard camp. He just needed a little bit more farm to complete the MKB. Gets caught in the act with 2 lanes of barracks already down. No buyback available. It is inevitable at this point that Cloud9 will get Megas.
You had 1 team fight left in you, and that might have just been it.
Q, he's gonna go for it. Look at the damage. It's nothing. Not a damn thing they can do to Watson with so much effective HP put on this guy. No 23 Savage, no carry to actually get you there. And that will be a 2-0 for Cloud9. I mean,